children playing in parking lots that had been vacated at the end of the day, family beginning to prepare food, things that many of us would look at as normal activities, except that they were doing it under a bridge and doing it out in the open. That's one of the things that I think as a community we need to help people overcome. Everybody should have a safe place to live.
I think what the community can do to help us in our job is to become, first of all, aware of who exactly are the homeless.
Homelessness is a situation that individuals and families find themselves in where they virtually have no permanent home to call their own. So homelessness, many people picture somebody on the street with a grocery cart, and that is homelessness. But homelessness is also somebody who may be doubling up with a family member or friend, staying on their couch where literally they're a day away from saying, we can't have you here anymore, and they have nowhere else to go. Somebody who maybe is evicted because they can't pay the rent, they have nowhere to go. Someone who may be literally staying in their van or car and sleeping because they've again lost their home due to eviction. So homelessness, we seem to have a stereotype of what a homeless person looks like, but I think if you work in it, you see that it's a much broader picture of who people are that are truly falling into a homeless situation.
Can I tell you something about myself?
Sure.
Okay. I am one of the people who, I'm a recovering addict. I had services at Meridian Services. I was on their methadone program and had counseling. Went into Neil Kennedy Recovery Clinic to detox, and then went into D'Onofrio Homes for a 90-day residential treatment. At the time I was homeless. Everything that I owned was in a few paper bags that I brought with me to D'Onofrio Homes. I was 25 years old at the time. I had not graduated from high school, never had a driver's license, never owned a car, never had anything. And based on the things that this treatment continuum did for me, I was able to, turn my life around, really turn my life around. 25 years later, not quite 25, this is 22 years ago. 22 years later, I have a master's degree in social work. I'm the clinical director of one of the agencies. Part of what I do is because I believe in the system. I believe that, we help people. I believe that we change people's lives. I know we do, because it changed mine. At the time, I didn't, I was living just the way I described the people who come to our facility are living. I was sleeping on people's couches wherever I could. My family had pretty much told me, look, we don't like you, you're kind of scary, stay away from us. I had lost custody of my 5-year-old daughter. And they made such an impact in my life and such a difference. How could I not do this? And do I ever lose hope? Some days, yeah, when the funding is tight and you can't hire good people, or people leave because they got a better paying job, or you see someone who needs something and you can't give it to them, or a client comes in and they need a bed today and it's not there. It's hard work, but I can't imagine myself doing anything else.
We've run into guys in here before, a couple of different guys who were homeless, and the one was staying here on and on. So we're only aware of 2 people who stay here for sure, but we'll check it out on a regular basis. And what we'll do is, if we see a sign that anytime we go into an abandoned building or an abandoned house, if we see a sign that somebody seems to be staying there and nobody's around, we'll just leave our card.
Okay.
That way they at least know that somebody in the community is out there who can help them out.
The folks who are out there providing the services, meeting with the clients, are so passionate about the work that they do. And what they do is especially in working with folks who are homeless, they recognize their inherent value of every individual that we work with, and they respect their dignity. And I think that that's the most important thing that we do. That's why they're able to have such a positive impact on these folks, on their lives. And not only that, they look at what their job is and how it's impacting the larger community, and I think that's what's most important.
I think it's interesting. I've been to a lot of cities, and there might be some people who don't think that the city has a homelessness problem, and we do. Just because we're not like Washington D.C. or Philadelphia or New York, where you sometimes see homeless sleeping, on the street vents for the warmth, or in the alleyways or in the buildings, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It very much does. And I've seen through my work with the Continuum some of the areas where the homeless tend to set up shelter. Near the Mahoning River, under the bridges, so it very much exists in this community. Out of sight certainly shouldn't be out of mind. So I'm committed as the mayor of the city of Youngstown to make sure that we're working with the Continuum to do everything that we can to reduce and to eliminate homelessness. That's something we should all be very sensitive to, because it's a problem that truly exists, and not just in the city of Youngstown. Let's not make it just an inner city issue. It's a suburban issue too. So I think we need to work together and understand that this is an issue that I believe we can certainly have a positive effect on.
Okay, this is a gentleman who had been, actually he was a client. I had got him into some housing and it didn't work out, and he wound up sleeping out here for a week or two until we came up and developed another plan for him. But now all my clients are very different and unique. This particular gentleman had a car, had a part-time job, and but for a few weeks this is where he stayed. And that was also when, now it's been probably a month since he was here, and all the leaves were on the trees, and so it was a little more camouflaged back here. But at this point you can see it very clearly from the parking lot, and it wouldn't be a good place for anybody to be now. I might point out that the St. Vincent de Paul Soup Kitchen is right across the street, and most of the people who wind up staying out in this general area or down by the river, they're there because they're in close proximity to a feeding site that has hot meals.
We do a lot of the street outreach. We get a lot of referrals from the Youngstown Police Department, from housing authorities, the zoning people. We'll just have citizens that'll call in and report somebody in an abandoned building. And in the past couple years, we've also been fortunate enough that we've gained path workers through Help Hotline, and then we have the coach program, and then we have legal aid, an attorney from legal aid. So we tag team when we do our street outreach. And we go, to wherever the call comes. We have people that live under our bridges. We have people that, we've gone into abandoned homes to see. So we do, we go to where the people are. Of course, we try to get them into shelter if that's, appropriate at that point. But it's great to have the network of other agencies involved with that too, so that we can tag team and hit the streets and really get our services out there. Okay, I'm going to do your left arm here.
I just get sick every time I get a flu shot.
Okay, well, this isn't a live virus, so this one shouldn't make you sick.
I hate needles.
And that's it.
You want to see my house?
Yeah, let's see your house. Let's see what you got going on down here.
Now, when I have to, I got the hibachi.
Okay.
Or the fireplace. Propane tank. You like that light? Yeah. It took
This is the cathedral ceiling right here.
it took a period of time because I moved.
Right, because you were down where Gary was, weren't you?
At first.
Right.
I was down there until right.
Well, thanks for letting us come down today.
A lot of the stuff I got out of people throw away.
Absolutely.
They were throwing that fiberglass away, so it broke my wind.
Right, absolutely. One man's trash, another man's treasure.
Amen.
I'm a staff attorney with Community Legal Aid. My primary job is to go around to shelters and transitional housing and help people with whatever their legal problems may be. Mostly we do civil work because clients have an opportunity to get appointed counsel in the criminal realm. Whatever helps to make the client self-sufficient. And you may ask,